The scorching desert between Arizona and Mexico has always been a deadly battleground, but tonight it erupts into an inferno of vengeance. The Serpientes Negras cartel thought they'd found an easy target when they burned down Sierra Vista K9 Academy, killing 3 handlers and 6 dogs. Now, as 50 heavily armed cartel soldiers prepare to eliminate any survivors, they're about to learn why you never wound a warrior who walks on 4 legs. In the ashes of their destroyed home, 28. Battle-hardened military dogs are about to teach the cartel the true meaning of retribution. Before we jump back in, tell us where you're tuning in from, and if this story touches you, make sure you're subscribed, because tomorrow I've saved something extra special for you. In the pre-dawn darkness, Captain Sarah Martinez stands among the smoldering ruins of what was once the Southwest's premier canine training facility. The acrid smell of smoke still burns her nostrils as she watches Titan, her Belgian Malinois, scanning the horizon with predatory focus. The massive dog's dark fur blends with the shadows, only his amber eyes betraying his position as he tracks something beyond human perception. Behind them, the remains of Sierra Vista K9 Academy paint a grim picture of the previous night's devastation. "Movement, southeast ridge," comes the whispered voice of Marcus Chen through her tactical radio. The former Navy SEAL and head of security maintains his position in the underground bunker they'd managed to defend during the initial attack. Thermal showing multiple vehicles approaching. They're coming back to finish what they started. Sarah's jaw tightens as she remembers the chaos of 12 hours ago. The Serpientes Negras cartel had struck without warning, their incendiary devices turning the Academy's main buildings into an inferno within minutes. They'd lost good people in that first assault, handlers who'd given their lives protecting their canine partners, dogs who died ensuring their humans could escape. But they'd also managed something the cartel hadn't expected. They'd survived, and they'd kept intact the Academy's most sophisticated training facilities, hidden beneath the desert floor. "Status on the survivors?" Sarah asks, her voice steady, despite the rage burning in her chest. Around her, other handlers emerge from concealed positions, each accompanied by their canine partners. These aren't ordinary training dogs anymore. They're combat veterans who've seen action from Afghanistan to Colombia, now faced with defending their own home. "All 28 dogs operational," responds Dr. Maya Patel, the Academy's chief veterinarian, from her position in the underground medical bay, including our 3 recent combat graduates, Storm, Phantom, and Wraith. The mention of the latest additions to their force brings a grim smile to Sarah's face. The cartel had no idea that just last week they'd completed certifying a new group of specialized tactical canines, dogs trained specifically for complex urban warfare. Through her night vision optics, Sarah watches as more shapes materialize in the darkness. Atlas, a massive German shepherd with 3 tours in Iraq, moves like a shadow beside his handler, former Marine Carlos Rodriguez. The dog's scarred muzzle and graying face mask one of the most lethal canine operators ever to serve in the Middle East. Behind them, Shadow and Ghost, twin Belgian Malinois sisters, patrol with their handlers, their movements synchronized through years of specialized training. "They're using a new approach vector," Marcus reports, his voice tense as he studies the thermal imaging feeds. Multiple technical vehicles, heavy weapons mounted. These aren't the same cowboys from last night. They've brought in their professional operators. Sarah processes this information while watching Titan's body language. The dog's muscles are coiled with controlled aggression, but his tactical discipline shows in how he maintains his position without a sound. This is what makes Sierra Vista's dogs different. They're not just trained to attack, they're taught to think, to coordinate, to execute complex tactical operations alongside their human partners. Dr. Patel, status on our special equipment? Sarah asks, moving between defensive positions with practiced ease. The question carries weight beyond simple inventory. It represents their ace in the hole, something the cartel would never expect from what they assumed was just a training facility. All specialized gear distributed and operational, Maya responds. The dogs are equipped with the prototype tactical vests, night vision, communication relay, and tracking systems all online. The cartel's about to learn why the military invested so heavily in our research division. Around them, the desert night comes alive with subtle movements as handlers and dogs take their positions according to a plan they've practiced but hoped never to use. Sierra Vista wasn't just a training facility. It was an advanced research center developing the next generation of tactical K9 operations. Every dog wearing one of their prototype vests represents millions in classified military technology, combined with years of specialized training. Multiple contacts moving tactical, Marcus warns. They're spreading out, looking for survivors. Wait, getting something on their comms. Patches of Spanish. They're being led by El Coyote himself. The name sends a chill through the command network. El Coyote, the Serpientes Negras' most notorious enforcer, known for his brutality and his particular hatred of law enforcement K9 units. The cartel commander had lost half his face to a police dog during a raid years ago. His presence here makes this personal. All units, maintain discipline, Sarah broadcasts across their secure channel. Remember your training. These dogs aren't just our partners. They're our strength. Show these bastards why you never burn down a warrior's home. Through her tactical scope, Sarah watches as cartel vehicles begin taking positions around the facility's perimeter. They're being smart this time, methodical in their approach. El Coyote's reputation for tactical excellence shows in how his forces deploy, establishing interlocking fields of fire. But they're still operating under a crucial misconception. They think they're hunting survivors of a training facility. Instead, they're about to face something unprecedented. Titan, Atlas, initiate Protocol Omega, Sarah commands softly. Beside her, Titan's ears prick forward, his entire body communicating his readiness. Through their tactical network, she watches as other dogs and handlers acknowledge the order. Protocol Omega represents something unique to Sierra Vista, a coordinated response that transforms the entire facility into an integrated combat zone. The cartel forces move with professional precision, their weapons and gear suggesting serious financial backing. Their night vision equipment sweeps the darkness, looking for threats, but they don't understand what they're really facing. Sierra Vista's dogs aren't just trained for basic security. They're capable of executing complex tactical operations that blur the line between K9 and Special Operations units. They're approaching the first marker, Marcus reports, his voice steady as he tracks thermal signatures. Counting 48 tangos, heavily armed, they're moving in three-man teams, professional spacing. These aren't street thugs. They've brought in mercenaries. Sarah watches through her command scope as El Coyote's forces begin their advance. The Cartel commander's tactical expertise shows in how he structured the assault, but his arrogance blinds him to crucial details, like how the burned-out buildings seem to channel his men into specific approaches, or how the scattered debris creates natural choke points. All units prepare to execute, Sarah broadcasts. Show them why Sierra Vista dogs are different. Show them what happens when you wound a warrior and leave them alive to fight back. The desert night holds its breath as handlers and dogs prepare to unleash something the Cartel never expected. These aren't just trained animals preparing to defend their home. They're combat veterans, about to demonstrate why military working dogs are considered among the most effective force multipliers in modern warfare. And tonight, they're fighting for more than just survival. They're fighting for vengeance. Through the tactical network, Sarah watches as each handler checks their equipment one final time. The prototype vests their dogs wear represent the cutting edge of military canine technology. Lightweight armor, integrated with communication systems, tactical sensors, and specialized equipment that transforms each dog into a networked combat unit. The Cartel is about to learn why Sierra Vista's research division had remained classified at the highest levels. "Contact front," Marcus warns suddenly. They've reached the outer perimeter. El Coyote is directing them toward the main compound. Ruins. They think we're hiding in the basement levels. Preparing and narrating this story took us a lot of time, so if you are enjoying it, subscribe to our channel. It means a lot to us. Now, back to the story. Sarah allows herself a grim smile as she watches the Cartel forces fall perfectly into their trap. The burned-out buildings aren't just ruins, they're carefully prepared killing grounds, with every approach mapped and measured. Each piece of scattered debris, each collapsed wall, has been positioned to create specific tactical advantages for defenders who know how to use them. All units maintain protocol, she broadcasts. Let them commit fully to the assault. Show them why you never underestimate a wounded warrior, especially one with 4 legs and a reason for vengeance. The night deepens as Sierra Vista's defenders prepare to demonstrate something unprecedented in tactical canine operations. These dogs aren't just going to attack. They're about to execute a coordinated military response that will rewrite everything. The Cartel thinks they know about working dogs, and in doing so, they'll prove why you never ever burn down a warrior's home and expect to walk away unscathed. The first sign that something was wrong came from Atlas. The German shepherd's ears twitched forward, his scarred muzzle lifting slightly as he detected something beyond human perception. Carlos Rodriguez, reading his partner's body language, after years of combat operations together, immediately keyed his tactical radio. Multiple tangos moving silent, northwest approach. They've got dogs with them. Sarah's blood ran cold at this new development. Through her command scope, she could now see them. Lean, vicious shapes moving alongside El Coyote's advance teams. The Cartel had brought their own canine units, dogs trained through brutality to attack without mercy. It was exactly the kind of psychological warfare El Coyote was known for, using dogs against dog handlers. "All units maintain discipline," Sarah broadcast, her voice steady despite the new threat. "Remember who you are. Remember what these dogs represent. Show them the difference between attack dogs and warriors." Through the tactical network, Dr. Maya Patel's voice came clear and focused. "Their dogs are showing signs of chemical enhancement. Probable stimulants, maybe worse. El Coyote's known for drugging his attack dogs to make them more aggressive. Sarah watched as Titan processed this new information. The Belgian Malinois' tactical training showed in how he adjusted his stance, already adapting to face this unexpected challenge. Around them, other Sierra Vista dogs demonstrated why their training methods had revolutionized military canine operations. Each animal showing perfect discipline despite the presence of hostile dogs. Multiple breach teams moving up, Marcus reported from his command position. They're using the dogs to probe our defenses, looking for hidden positions. Wait, getting movement on the thermal, big heat signature approaching from the south. Looks like, Christ, they've got a modified Humvee. Through her night vision, Sarah spotted the vehicle, a civilian Humvee upgraded with military-grade armor and what looked like a mounted .50 caliber machine gun. El Coyote wasn't taking any chances this time. He'd brought enough firepower to level what remained of the facility. Initiate Protocol Shadowhunter, Sarah commanded. Show them why Sierra Vista dogs are more than just teeth and muscle. The response was immediate and coordinated. Storm, Phantom, and Wraith, the facility's newest graduates, moved like ghosts through the darkness, their prototype tactical vests allowing them to navigate without making a sound. These three represented something unprecedented in K9 operations. Dogs specifically trained for stealth combat against both human and canine opponents. Enemy dogs approaching Sector 4, Maya reported, monitoring the tactical feeds. Their body temperature and heart rates are dangerously elevated. Whatever El Coyote's given them, it's turning them into walking time bombs. Sarah watched as the Cartel's canine units moved ahead of their handlers, their movements showing the effects of chemical enhancement. These weren't partners or even weapons. They were sacrificial tools, drugged into berserker rage and pointed at a target. The contrast with Sierra Vista's dogs couldn't have been clearer. All handlers, execute Pattern Delta, Sarah ordered. Let's show them what real K9 warriors can do. Pattern Delta transformed the seemingly random ruins of Sierra Vista into a coordinated tactical grid. Years of training in urban warfare allowed the handlers and their dogs to use every piece of debris, every shadowed corner, as part of an integrated defense. The Cartel forces, despite their professional training, were about to learn why military working dogs represented the pinnacle of tactical evolution. The first engagement came without warning. One of El Coyote's enhanced dogs, a massive Rottweiler, charged forward into what looked like an exposed position. Instead, it encountered Storm and Phantom working in perfect coordination. The two Sierra Vista dogs demonstrated their specialized training, using synchronized movements to contain and neutralize their opponent without killing it. "Contact front!" a Cartel soldier shouted in Spanish, raising his weapon. Before he could fire, Atlas emerged from the shadows, his years of combat experience showing in how he disabled the man's weapon arm with surgical precision. The soldier's screams caused others to turn, creating momentary chaos in their formation. "They're splitting their forces," Marcus reported, tracking thermal signatures. "El Coyote's adapting quickly. He's recognized this isn't standard K9 response." Through her tactical scope, Sarah spotted the Cartel commander directing his men with hand signals. The scarred side of his face caught the moonlight, a permanent reminder of why he hated military dogs, but his tactical expertise showed in how quickly he adjusted his strategy, pulling back his remaining K9 units and repositioning his heavy weapons. "All units maintain tactical advantage," Sarah broadcast. "Remember your training. Remember why we're here. Show them the difference between their dogs and ours." In the medical bunker, Maya monitored the tactical feeds with growing appreciation. The prototype vests were performing beyond expectations. Their integrated systems allowing Sierra Vista's dogs to coordinate their movements with unprecedented precision. Each vest transmitted real-time data about the dog's physical condition, location, and tactical situation, creating a networked combat force that moved like a single organism. Multiple tangos approaching the east sector, Carlos reported. They're setting up their modified Humvee for a firing position. Atlas has got something. Wait, they're unloading some kind of equipment. Looks military grade. Sarah's night vision revealed what Carlos had spotted. Cartel soldiers assembling what looked like acoustic weapons. El Coyote was drawing from his experience fighting K9 units, preparing to deploy specialized equipment designed to disorient and incapacitate dogs with high-frequency sound. "Initiate protocol thunderclap," Sarah ordered, a hint of satisfaction in her voice. "Show them why Sierra Vista's research division stayed classified." The response demonstrated another layer of the facility's innovations. The prototype vests activated specialized shielding, protecting their dogs from acoustic attacks, while simultaneously enabling a coordinated counter-response. What El Coyote didn't know was that Sierra Vista had developed this technology specifically to counter such weapons. Enemy K9 units showing increased aggression, Maya reported, her voice tense as she monitored their biological signatures. The stimulants in their system are reaching critical levels. They're literally burning themselves out. Sarah watched through her tactical feed as another cartel dog charged forward, its movements frenzied from chemical enhancement. This time, Wraith demonstrated why he'd been selected for specialized training, using his superior tactical awareness to outmaneuver the attacking animal without causing permanent harm. "They're not our enemies," Sarah broadcast to all handlers. "Those dogs are victims, just like the ones we lost. Show them mercy when you can, but don't let it compromise your tactical advantage." The night erupted in controlled chaos as Sierra Vista's defenders executed their coordinated response. Ghost and Shadow, working in perfect synchronization, disabled the acoustic weapon before it could be fully deployed. Atlas and Titan coordinated a flanking maneuver that forced the modified Humvee to withdraw, its 50 cal never getting a chance to fire. "El Coyote's pulling back his forces," Marcus reported with satisfaction. "He's realizing this isn't the kind of fight he prepared for. Wait, getting multiple new signatures on thermal. They're bringing up their reserve units." Through her command scope, Sarah watched the cartel forces repositioning. El Coyote's tactical experience showed in how he adapted to each setback, but he still didn't understand what he was really facing. Sierra Vista's dogs weren't just trained animals defending territory. They were combat veterans executing a coordinated military response. "All units, prepare for sustained engagement," Sarah broadcast. "Show them why you never underestimate a wounded warrior's will to fight back." In the darkness, Titan pressed against her leg, his posture communicating everything that made Sierra Vista's dogs different. These weren't attack animals driven by chemical rage or simple training. They were partners, warriors who understood tactics and strategy, capable of adapting to complex battlefield conditions. "Multiple breach points compromised," Carlos reported suddenly. "They're pushing hard through Sector 7. Atlas has got movement. They're trying to flank our western position." Sarah watched as El Coyote's forces executed a coordinated assault, their professional training showing in how they used cover and suppressing fire, but they weren't prepared for the level of tactical sophistication they faced. Sierra Vista's dogs moved like shadows through the battlefield, their prototype vests allowing them to coordinate their responses with unprecedented precision. "Initiate Protocol Omega Phase 2, Sarah commanded. "Let's show them everything these dogs can do." The response transformed the battlefield. Storm, Phantom, and Wraith demonstrated their specialized training in close-quarters combat, moving through the ruins with lethal grace. Atlas and Titan coordinated a series of tactical maneuvers that forced the cartel's professional operators to retreat from carefully prepared killing zones. "Enemy K9 units are standing down," Maya reported with relief. "The chemical enhancement is wearing off. They're starting to show signs of severe systemic shock." Through her tactical feed, Sarah watched as the cartel's dogs began to falter, their drug-induced aggression giving way to confusion and exhaustion. Sierra Vista's defenders demonstrated their superior training once again, containing the affected animals without causing further harm. "El Coyote's changing tactics," Marcus warned. "They're pulling back to covered positions. Looks like they're preparing for something big." Multiple vehicles approaching from the south, heavy weapons mounted. Sarah studied the tactical display, watching as the cartel forces regrouped under their commander's direction. El Coyote's frustration showed in how he drove his men forward, but his professional training prevented him from making fatal mistakes. He was learning, adapting to face an enemy that exceeded his expectations. "All units maintain tactical discipline," Sarah broadcast. "Remember what we're fighting for. Remember who we lost. Show them why Sierra Vista dogs are more than just weapons. They're warriors who never forget their fallen comrades." The night deepened as handlers and dogs prepared for the next phase of battle. Each prototype vest transmitted data that showed their canine partners operating at peak efficiency, their training allowing them to maintain combat effectiveness despite the extended engagement. These weren't just animals defending territory. They were combat veterans executing a mission, and tonight that mission was vengeance. The desert night exploded in a cascade of light as El Coyote's forces launched their next assault. Military-grade flares arced through the darkness, designed to overwhelm night vision equipment and disorient both handlers and dogs. But Sierra Vista's defenders had trained for exactly this scenario. "Initiate Protocol Eclipse," Sarah commanded, her voice steady as the tactical network automatically adjusted to compensate. The prototype vests worn by their dogs shifted to thermal imaging mode, while specialized filters protected their enhanced sensory systems. What should have been a devastating tactical advantage for the cartel instead became a demonstration of Sierra Vista's technological superiority. "Multiple teams moving through sectors 3 and 5, Marcus reported, tracking heat signatures through the command bunker's advanced systems. "They're using the flares for cover, but wait, something's different. Their movement patterns have changed." Through her tactical display, Sarah spotted what Marcus had noticed. El Coyote's forces were no longer moving like standard military units. Their formations had shifted to something more fluid, more unpredictable. "Maya, analysis on their new tactical approach?" "They're mimicking canine pack movements," the veterinarian responded, her voice tense as she studied the data. "El Coyote's adapting his entire force to operate like a predator unit. He's trying to beat our dogs at their own game." It was a brilliant tactical innovation, Sarah had to admit. The cartel commander was proving why he'd survived so long in the shadow war along the border. His forces now moved in irregular patterns, using instinctive hunting behaviors that made their approaches harder to predict. All handlers, activate neural link systems, Sarah ordered, implementing another of Sierra Vista's classified innovations. The prototype vests hummed as they engaged their most sophisticated feature, direct neural interfaces that enhanced the natural bond between handler and dog, allowing for instantaneous tactical coordination. Neural links active, Maya confirmed, monitoring the biorhythm data flooding her screens. Synchronization at 97%. The training is holding. Through her enhanced connection with Titan, Sarah experienced the battlefield in a whole new way. The Belgian Malinois' superior senses merged with her tactical awareness, creating something unprecedented in military operations, a perfect synthesis of human strategy and canine instinct. "Contact west," Carlos's voice cut through the command net. "They're using sonic pulses, different frequency than before. Atlas is picking up something. These aren't anti-dog weapons. They're using subsonic communications." Sarah felt Titan's muscles tense as the low-frequency vibrations reached them. El Coyote had shifted tactics again, using specialized equipment to communicate with his forces in ways that mimicked pack behavior. It was sophisticated psychological warfare, designed to unsettle their dogs by triggering primitive instincts. "Stand firm," Sarah broadcast. "Remember your training. Remember who you are. Show them the difference between instinct and intelligence." Through the neural link, she felt Titan's response, not just confidence, but pride. The dog understood exactly what they faced, his enhanced intelligence allowing him to recognize and dismiss the psychological warfare for what it was. "Multiple breaches in Sector 6, Marcus reported suddenly. "They're using shaped charges, military grade. These aren't cartel explosives. This is professional combat engineering." The explosions rocked the compound as El Coyote's forces created new attack routes through Sierra Vista's defensive positions. But the cartel commander had overlooked something crucial about the facility's design. "Initiate Protocol Cerberus," Sarah commanded. "Show them why we built this place in layers." The response transformed what looked like vulnerability into tactical advantage. Storm, Phantom, and Wraith emerged from hidden positions, their specialized training in urban warfare, allowing them to use the new breach points against the attacking forces. The prototype vest's neural links enabled perfect coordination between dogs and handlers, turning the confined spaces into killing zones. "Enemy forces adapting," Maya reported, tracking biological signatures through the tactical network. Their pack-based movements are becoming more organized. El Coyote's found a way to coordinate his entire force using those subsonic pulses. Sarah watched through her enhanced awareness as the cartel forces demonstrated their new tactical approach. They moved like a wolf pack hunting prey, each unit instinctively supporting the others, creating patterns that would have been nearly impossible to counter through standard military responses. "Show them why we're more than just a pack," Sarah broadcast. "Initiate Protocol Prometheus." Protocol Prometheus represented Sierra Vista's most sophisticated tactical innovation, a coordinated response that combined the best aspects of human military strategy with enhanced canine combat capabilities. Through their neural links, handlers, and dogs achieved a level of synchronization that transformed them into something entirely new in warfare. "Multiple targets acquired," Carlos reported, his voice showing the focused calm that came with neural link enhancement. "Atlas has their pattern mapped. They're using the subsonic pulses to create moving zones of control." Sarah felt Titan's tactical analysis merge with her own strategic understanding. The dog's enhanced intelligence, combined with years of specialized training, allowed him to recognize complex battlefield patterns that would have been invisible to standard military units. "Enemy force is splitting," Marcus warned, tracking thermal signatures. "El Coyote's creating independent hunting groups, each with its own subsonic control frequency. They're trying to overload our tactical response capabilities." But Sierra Vista's defenders had prepared for exactly this kind of sophisticated assault. The prototype vest's neural links allowed their dogs to operate on multiple tactical levels simultaneously, combining individual combat excellence with perfect unit coordination. "Initiate cross-spectrum response," Sarah ordered. "Show them what happens when warriors evolve beyond simple pack behavior." Through the neural link, she felt Titan's excitement as they prepared to demonstrate another level of Sierra Vista's innovations. The prototype vests activated their most advanced features, allowing the dogs to coordinate their responses across multiple tactical frequencies simultaneously. "They're pushing through Sector 8, Maya reported, monitoring the tactical feeds. "Their pack formations are achieving local superiority through sheer numbers." Sarah watched as El Coyote's forces executed their most sophisticated attack yet. The Cartel commander had transformed his entire unit into something that combined military precision with predatory instinct, creating a hybrid force that would have overwhelmed standard defensive positions. "All units activate total neural synchronization," Sarah commanded. "Show them why Sierra Vista exists. Show them the future of warfare." The response demonstrated everything the facility had been working toward. Through their neural links, handlers and dogs achieve perfect tactical integration, moving and thinking as unified combat units. The prototype vest's advanced systems allowed them to coordinate at a level that transcended normal military operations. "Multiple targets neutralized," Carlos reported with professional satisfaction. "Atlas has their subsonic communication patterns mapped. We're able to predict their movements before they execute." Through her enhanced awareness, Sarah felt Titan processing the battlefield with extraordinary clarity. The dog's natural combat instincts, amplified by the neural link and years of specialized training, allowed him to anticipate and counter the cartel's pack-based tactics with devastating effectiveness. "El Coyote's changing position," Marcus warned suddenly. "He's moving to higher ground, establishing a new command post. Thermal shows. Wait, they're unpacking something big. Looks like some kind of advanced electronic warfare suite." Sarah studied the tactical display as the cartel commander revealed another layer of his sophisticated assault plan. The equipment being deployed looked military-grade, possibly stolen from a government facility. El Coyote was preparing to escalate the electronic warfare aspect of the battle. "All units prepare for maximum electronic warfare conditions," Sarah broadcast. "Show them why we don't rely on technology alone. Show them the power of the bond between warrior and dog." Through the neural link, she felt Titan's absolute confidence in their partnership. The prototype vest systems were revolutionary, but they only enhanced what already existed. The unbreakable connection between handler and dog, forged through years of training and combat experience. Enemy electronic warfare suite powering up, Maya reported, monitoring their tactical networks. They're trying to jam our communications, disrupt the neural links. But there's something else. They're generating some kind of synthetic pack behavior signal. Sarah watched as Coyote's latest tactical innovation came online. The electronic warfare system wasn't just trying to disable their technology, it was attempting to hijack the very instincts that made military dogs effective, using artificial signals to create confusion and doubt. "Stand firm," Sarah commanded, her voice carrying absolute conviction. "Remember who you are. Remember what we've built here. Show them why technology can never replace the true warrior spirit." Through their neural links, every handler felt their dog's response. Not just determination, but a kind of fierce joy. These weren't simple animals that could be controlled by artificial signals. They were warriors who had chosen this path, who understood exactly what they fought for. "Multiple targets moving through Sector 9, Carlos reported, his voice steady, despite the electronic interference. "Atlas has them tracked. They're trying to use the synthetic pack signals to hide their real movements." Sarah felt Titan's tactical analysis cutting through the electronic deception. The dog's enhanced intelligence, combined with their neural link, allowed him to distinguish between artificial signals and genuine threats. Together, they demonstrated why Sierra Vista's approach to K9 warfare represented something revolutionary. "Initiate Protocol Phoenix," Sarah ordered, implementing their counter to electronic warfare. "Show them why you never rely on technology to defeat a true warrior's spirit." The response transformed the battlefield once again. Sierra Vista's defenders demonstrated why their training focused on the fundamental bond between handler and dog, using the prototype Vest's technology to enhance rather than replace their natural capabilities. Through their neural links, they achieved a level of coordination that no artificial system could match. "Enemy electronic warfare suite is strong," Maya reported, monitoring their systems. "But our neural links are holding. The training is proving more powerful than their technology." Sarah watched through her enhanced awareness as El Coyote's forces discovered the limitations of their sophisticated equipment. The Cartel commander had assumed that technology could overcome the natural bond between handler and dog. Instead, he was learning why Sierra Vista's approach to K9 warfare represented the perfect synthesis of human innovation and K9 warrior spirit. Through the neural link, Sarah felt the exact moment when El Coyote's strategy shifted. Titan's enhanced senses detected subtle changes in the enemy's movement patterns, recognizing something that even the advanced tactical systems missed. The Cartel forces weren't just retreating, they were systematically herding Sierra Vista's defenders toward what looked like a vulnerable position. "All units, hold position," Sarah commanded, trusting the instincts that she shared with her K9 partner. "They're not falling back, they're setting us up for something." Multiple heat signatures appearing on the ridge, Marcus confirmed from the command bunker. Wait, those aren't normal thermal readings. They're deploying some kind of specialized equipment." Through her tactical display, Sarah watched as Cartel operators assembled what looked like modified weather control devices. El Coyote was implementing another layer of his sophisticated assault plan, one that demonstrated deep understanding of K9 warfare. They're generating artificial wind patterns, Maya reported, her voice tense as she analyzed the data, disrupting scent trails, creating false sensory inputs. They're trying to blind our dog's most powerful natural advantage. It was a brilliant tactical innovation. By controlling local air currents, the cartel forces could effectively neutralize the superior sensory capabilities that made military dogs so lethal in combat. Standard K9 units would have been severely compromised by such an attack. "Show them why we're more than just our senses," Sarah broadcast. "Initiate protocol avalanche." The response demonstrated another aspect of Sierra Vista's revolutionary approach to K9 warfare. The prototype vests activated specialized environmental sensors, allowing the dogs to maintain tactical awareness through multiple detection systems simultaneously. But more importantly, their enhanced intelligence and neural links enabled them to adapt instantly to changing battlefield conditions. "Enemy forces moving through disrupted zones," Carlos reported, his voice showing complete calm despite the challenging conditions. "Atlas has them tracked through micro-vibration patterns. They can mess with the air, but they can't hide their footsteps." Sarah felt Titan's tactical analysis merging with her own strategic understanding. The dog had already compensated for the loss of scent tracking, shifting to other sensory inputs that the cartel's sophisticated countermeasures couldn't affect. It was exactly this kind of adaptive intelligence that made Sierra Vista's K9 warriors unique. "Multiple breach teams approaching from the east," Marcus warned. "They're using the artificial wind patterns for cover. These aren't standard operators. Their movement suggests specialized desert warfare training." Through her enhanced awareness, Sarah spotted what Marcus had detected. El Coyote had committed his elite forces, operators specifically trained for combat in extreme environmental conditions. Their tactical approach showed expertise in using natural and artificial environmental factors to maximum advantage. "Initiate Protocol Sandstorm," Sarah ordered, implementing another of Sierra Vista's innovative responses. "Show them why we train for every possible condition." The prototype vests hummed as they activated additional features, their advanced systems allowing the dogs to operate effectively even in severely compromised environmental conditions. But the true advantage came from years of specialized training that had prepared both handlers and dogs for exactly this kind of sophisticated tactical challenge. "Enemy electronic warfare suite is adapting," Maya reported, monitoring the tactical feeds. "They're trying to combine the synthetic pack signals with the environmental disruption, creating some kind of hybrid sensory assault." Sarah watched as El Coyote's forces demonstrated their most sophisticated attack yet. The cartel commander had found a way to layer multiple tactical innovations, creating battlefield conditions that would have completely disoriented standard military units. But Sierra Vista's defenders had evolved beyond such limitations. "All units execute Pattern Omega," Sarah commanded. "Show them what happens when warriors transcend their natural limitations." Through the neural link, she felt Titan's excitement as they prepared to demonstrate another level of Sierra Vista's revolutionary capabilities. The dogs' enhanced intelligence, combined with their perfect tactical synchronization, allowed them to operate in ways that redefined the possibilities of K9 warfare. "Storm team engaging multiple targets," Carlos reported, his voice carrying professional pride. The enemy's environmental control system isn't affecting their performance at all. These dogs have evolved beyond relying on just their natural senses. Sarah watched through her tactical display as Sierra Vista's newest graduates proved their elite status. Storm, Phantom, and Wraith moved like ghosts through the artificially disrupted environment, their actions demonstrating a level of tactical sophistication that transcended normal K9 operations. El Coyote's shifting his command position, Marcus warned suddenly. Thermal shows? They're deploying something new. Multiple signatures. Looks like some kind of automated defense system. Through her enhanced awareness, Sarah identified the new threat. The Cartel forces were setting up autonomous combat drones, small but lethal machines designed to support their tactical operations. El Coyote was combining cutting-edge technology with his environmental warfare strategy. Initiate Protocol Thunderbolt, Sarah broadcast. Show them why machines can never match a true warrior's spirit. The response transformed the battlefield. Once again, Sierra Vista's defenders demonstrated why their training emphasized adaptability above all else. Through their neural links, handlers and dogs achieved perfect tactical coordination, moving in ways that no automated system could predict. Enemy drones active, Maya reported, tracking multiple signatures through their tactical network. They're using some kind of advanced AI targeting system, but our dogs are already adapting to their patterns. Sarah felt Titan's tactical analysis as the dog processed this new threat. The prototype vest systems enhanced his natural combat instincts, allowing him to recognize and counter the drone's artificial intelligence with organic unpredictability. It was a perfect demonstration of why living warriors would always surpass. Machines in complex battlefield conditions, multiple targets neutralized, Carlos confirmed with satisfaction. Atlas and the team have figured out the drone's operational patterns. They're turning the machine's predictability against them. Through the neural link, Sarah experienced the perfect synthesis of human strategy and canine combat instinct. The dog's enhanced intelligence allowed them to process complex tactical situations instantly, while their natural adaptability enabled them to counter even the most sophisticated technological threats. Enemy forces regrouping, Marcus reported, studying the thermal feeds. El Coyote's pulling back his automated systems. Wait, something's different. They're forming new patterns, something I've never seen before. Sarah watched as the Cartel forces implemented another tactical innovation. Their movements suggested some kind of hybrid warfare approach, combining elements of their pack-based tactics with machine-like precision. El Coyote was attempting to create a perfect blend of organic unpredictability and mechanical efficiency. All units prepare for maximum tactical complexity, Sarah ordered. Show them why the warrior spirit will always triumph over mechanical perfection. Through their neural links, every handler felt their dog's response, not just determination, but a kind of fierce joy in facing this unprecedented challenge. These weren't simple combat units that could be countered by sophisticated tactics. They were warriors who had transcended normal military evolution, combining the best aspects of human intelligence, canine instinct, and technological enhancement. Enemy hybrid formations advancing, Maya reported, her voice carrying both concern and fascination. They're achieving some kind of revolutionary tactical synthesis, human operators, attack dogs, and combat drones all moving as a single coordinated force. Sarah felt Titan's tactical awareness sharpen as they faced this new threat. The dog's enhanced intelligence allowed him to recognize the sophisticated patterns in the enemy's approach, while their neural link enabled perfect strategic coordination. Together, they prepared to demonstrate why Sierra Vista's approach to canine warfare represented the ultimate evolution of combat capabilities. "Initiate Protocol Olympus," Sarah commanded, implementing their most sophisticated tactical response. "Show them what happens when warriors achieve perfect unity of body, mind, and spirit." The response demonstrated everything Sierra Vista had been working toward. Through their neural links, handlers and dogs transcended normal combat limitations, achieving a level of tactical integration that combined the best aspects of human strategy, canine instinct, and technological enhancement. It was warfare evolved beyond anything El Coyote could have anticipated. "Multiple enemy formations engaging," Carlos reported, his voice steady despite the unprecedented tactical situation. "Atlas and the team they're not just countering the hybrid units. They're teaching them something about true combat evolution." Sarah watched through her enhanced awareness as Sierra Vista's defenders demonstrated the power of their revolutionary approach. Against the Cartel's sophisticated hybrid warfare, they proved why the combination of enhanced intelligence, perfect neural synchronization, and indomitable warrior spirit would always prevail over mere tactical innovation. "Enemy forces are hesitating," Marcus observed, tracking thermal signatures. "Their hybrid formations are starting to break down. El Coyote's perfect synthesis is falling apart in the face of something he never expected. Warriors who have evolved beyond the limits of conventional warfare." Through the neural link, Sarah felt Titan's fierce pride as they pressed their advantage. The dog understood exactly what they represented. Not just a new approach to combat, but a fundamental evolution in the relationship between human and canine warriors. Together, they were showing El Coyote why his sophisticated tactics could never overcome the power of true partnership. The moment of truth came not with an explosion or a tactical breakthrough, but with a memory. Through the neural link, Sarah felt Titan's consciousness brush against something deeper than combat awareness. He was remembering the night of the initial attack when they'd lost their fellow handlers and canine partners to the Cartel's brutality. The emotions surged through their connection, raw and powerful, reminding them both why this fight meant more than just tactical victory. "Multiple contacts moving through Sector 12, Marcus reported, his voice cutting through Sarah's moment of reflection. "They're different. El Coyote's bringing in something we haven't seen before." Through her tactical display, Sarah spotted what had caught Marcus's attention. The Cartel forces were deploying what looked like specialized combat exoskeletons, military prototype technology that shouldn't have been available to anyone outside top-secret research facilities. "Those are DARPA prototypes," Maya confirmed, her voice tense as she analyzed the signatures. "Experimental combat enhancement systems. They were stolen from a research facility 6 months ago. The suits amplify human strength and speed to superhuman levels." Sarah watched as El Coyote's operators moved with terrifying efficiency in their enhanced combat gear. The exoskeletons transformed ordinary soldiers into near-superhuman fighters, capable of matching or exceeding a military dog's natural physical capabilities. "They think technology can replace the warrior's heart," Sarah broadcast across the tactical network. "Show them why they're wrong. Initiate Protocol Hercules." The response demonstrated another aspect of Sierra Vista's revolutionary approach to K9 warfare. The prototype vests activated their most advanced physical enhancement systems, but more importantly, they channeled something that no mechanical system could match: the absolute dedication of a warrior fighting for more than just survival. Enemy exo units pushing through Sector 9, Carlos reported, his voice carrying an edge of excitement. Atlas has their measure. These machines make them predictable. They move like robots, not warriors. Through the neural link, Sarah felt Titan's tactical analysis merging with her own strategic understanding. The dog had already identified crucial weaknesses in the exoskeleton-enhanced soldiers. Their movements, while incredibly powerful, lacked the fluid adaptability that made Sierra Vista's K9 warriors so lethal. "They're trying to match our dog's physical capabilities," Maya observed, monitoring the tactical feeds. "But they don't understand. It was never about raw power. It's about the bond, the partnership, the ability to think and move as one." Sarah watched as Storm, Phantom, and Wraith demonstrated this truth in devastating fashion. The three dogs moved with perfect coordination, using their enhanced intelligence and neural links to outmaneuver the mechanically augmented soldiers. Where the exoskeletons provided raw power, Sierra Vista's warriors brought something far more potent: the accumulated wisdom of countless generations of combat evolution. "El Coyote's shifting tactics again," Marcus warned suddenly. "He's combining the exo-units with their earlier innovations. Pack movement patterns, environmental control, automated support. He's trying to create some kind of ultimate hybrid force." Through her enhanced awareness, Sarah recognized the sophistication of the Cartel commander's strategy. He was attempting to synthesize every tactical advantage into a single, overwhelming assault. Against conventional forces, it would have been devastating. "Initiate protocol ascension," Sarah commanded, her voice carrying absolute conviction. "Show them what happens when warriors evolve beyond physical limitations." The response transformed the battlefield in ways that El Coyote could never have anticipated. Through their neural links, handlers and dogs achieved a state of tactical harmony that transcended normal combat parameters. The prototype vest's technology enhanced their capabilities, but it was the unbreakable bond between partners that made them truly unstoppable. "Enemy hybrid force, engaging multiple sectors," Maya reported, tracking the complex battle through their tactical network. "Their coordination is unprecedented. Human augmentation, pack tactics, and automated support all working in perfect sync." Sarah felt Titan's excitement as they faced this ultimate challenge. The dog's enhanced intelligence allowed him to process the complex tactical situation instantly, while their neural link enabled them to coordinate responses that combined the best aspects of both species' combat capabilities. "They're pushing toward the memorial garden," Carlos reported suddenly, his voice tight with emotion. The garden was where they'd buried their fallen comrades, both human and canine. After the Cartel's initial attack, it was sacred ground, representing everything they fought to protect. "All units converge on the garden," Sarah broadcast, feeling Titan's fierce determination through their link. "Show them why you never threaten a warrior's hallowed ground." The response demonstrated something that El Coyote's sophisticated tactics couldn't account for: the power of fighting for something greater than survival. Sierra Vista's defenders moved with purpose that transcended normal combat motivation, their actions guided by both tactical precision and deep emotional conviction. Enemy exo units breaching the garden perimeter, Marcus reported, tracking multiple thermal signatures. They're using their enhanced capabilities to... Wait, something's changing. Our dogs are moving differently. Through her tactical display, Sarah watched as Sierra Vista's K9 warriors demonstrated another level of their revolutionary capabilities. The dogs weren't just fighting with enhanced physical abilities or tactical coordination. They were drawing on something deeper, something that spoke to the very essence of what made them unique. Biological readings are off the charts, Maya reported with amazement. The neural links are showing unprecedented synchronization levels. The dogs are tapping into something beyond our normal training parameters. Sarah felt it through her connection with Titan, a kind of collective consciousness emerging through their neural network. Every dog and handler linked into a single, unified awareness that combined their tactical knowledge, combat experience, and unshakable determination to protect their sacred ground. "Initiate Protocol Valkyrie," Sarah commanded, implementing their most closely guarded capability. Show them what happens when warriors fight with their whole hearts, not just their enhanced bodies. The response demonstrated why Sierra Vista's approach to K9 warfare represented something beyond military evolution. The dogs moved with a combination of tactical precision and emotional power that no mechanical system could match. Their actions guided by both strategic calculation and deep spiritual conviction. "Enemy hybrid force is fragmenting," Carlos reported with satisfaction. "Atlas and the team they're not just defeating them. They're teaching them something about true warrior spirit." Through the neural link, Sarah experienced the perfect synthesis of everything Sierra Vista represented. The dogs weren't just executing tactical maneuvers, they were demonstrating why the bond between handler and K9 partner transcended normal combat relationships. Each movement, each coordinated attack carried the weight of their shared purpose. "El Coyote's enhanced units are falling back," Marcus observed, tracking their retreat through thermal imaging. "Their exoskeletons can't compensate for what they're facing. Warriors who fight with both enhanced capabilities and unbreakable spirit." Sarah watched as the Cartel's sophisticated hybrid force discovered the limitations of their technological advantages. The mechanically augmented soldiers, despite their incredible physical capabilities, couldn't match the fluid adaptability and passionate dedication of Sierra Vista's defenders. "All units press the advantage," Sarah broadcast. "Show them why technology alone will never overcome the true warrior's heart." Through their neural links, every handler felt their dog's response, not just tactical acknowledgement, but a deep resonance with the truth of their mission. These weren't simply enhanced combat units or sophisticated military assets. They were warriors fighting to protect something sacred, their actions guided by both advanced training and profound purpose. "Enemy forces are adapting again," Maya reported, monitoring their tactical network. "El Coyote's trying to compensate for the spiritual aspect of our defense. He's modifying their tactical protocols in real time, attempting to match our dog's emotional intensity." Sarah felt Titan's fierce pride as they faced this latest innovation. The dog understood exactly why the Cartel commander's efforts would fail. You couldn't artificially replicate the kind of bond that formed between warriors who had trained, fought, and grieved together. Multiple exo-units attempting to regroup. Carlos reported, his voice carrying both professional assessment and emotional depth. Atlas has their pattern mapped. They're trying to use their enhanced capabilities to mimic our dog's passionate defense, but they don't understand, Sarah finished, feeling Titan's agreement through their link. Show them why you can't manufacture the warrior spirit. Show them what it means to fight for something greater than victory. The response transformed the battlefield once again, but this time through something that transcended tactical innovation or technological enhancement. Sierra Vista's defenders demonstrated why their approach to K9 warfare represented more than just military evolution. It was a fundamental advancement in the relationship between human and K9 warriors. Through the neural network, Sarah felt every dog and handler achieving perfect synchronization. Their combined consciousness focused on protecting the sacred ground where their fallen comrades rested. It was warfare elevated to something approaching art, each movement carrying both lethal precision and profound meaning. Enemy hybrid force is collapsing, Marcus reported with quiet satisfaction. El Coyote's perfect synthesis can't stand against warriors who fight with both enhanced capabilities and unshakable purpose. Through her enhanced awareness, Sarah watched as the cartel's sophisticated assault broke against the unbreakable spirit of Sierra Vista's defenders. The mechanically augmented soldiers, despite their incredible physical advantages, couldn't match the fluid grace and passionate dedication of warriors fighting to protect hallowed ground. The desert night shattered with a sound that stopped every handler's heart, the distinct howl of a military working dog in pain. Through the neural link, Sarah felt Titan's instant recognition. It wasn't just any howl. It belonged to one of their own, a dog they'd thought lost in the cartel's initial attack. That's impossible, Maya's voice came through sharp with disbelief. That's Echo's signature, but Echo died in the first assault. We found his tactical vest in the ruins. Multiple biosignatures appearing on the ridge, Marcus reported, his voice tense as he studied the thermal feeds. They're dogs, military dogs, but the readings are wrong. Their biological patterns are heavily modified. Through her tactical display, Sarah watched in horror as the truth revealed itself. El Coyote hadn't just killed their missing dogs, he'd captured them, subjected them to extensive biological modification, and turned them into something that twisted their natural combat abilities into grotesque weapons. "Those are our dogs," Carlos confirmed, his voice thick with emotion as Atlas recognized former packmates. "But they've been changed, enhanced far beyond anything we've developed. The cartels turned them into living weapons." Sarah felt Titan's rage and grief through their neural link as they faced this perversion of everything Sierra Vista stood for. El Coyote had found the cruelest possible way to strike at their hearts, forcing them to face corrupted versions of their own fallen comrades. "All units maintain tactical discipline," Sarah broadcast, though her own voice shook with suppressed fury. "Remember who you are. Remember who they were. We won't let their memory be desecrated like this." The modified dogs moved with unnatural speed and precision, their bodies enhanced by experimental drugs and cybernetic augmentation. But worse than the physical changes was the emptiness in their eyes. These weren't partners anymore, but weapons stripped of everything that made them warriors. "Biological analysis coming through," Maya reported, her scientific detachment barely masking her horror. They've used some kind of neural reprogramming, combined with combat drug cocktails and surgical enhancement. They're trying to create the perfect war dogs, but they've destroyed everything that made them special. Through the neural link, Sarah felt Titan's tactical analysis cutting through his emotional response. The dog understood that these weren't their lost comrades anymore. They were victims that needed to be freed from their tortured existence. "Initiate protocol redemption," Sarah commanded, her voice carrying both authority and compassion. "Show them why true warriors can't be created in a laboratory." The response demonstrated another aspect of Sierra Vista's revolutionary approach to K9 warfare: the ability to adapt their tactics while maintaining their moral center. The prototype vests activated specialized non-lethal systems designed to incapacitate without causing further harm to their corrupted former partners. "Modified units advancing through Sector 5, Marcus warned. "Their combat patterns are... They're using our own tactical protocols against us." El Coyote didn't just enhance them physically, he extracted their combat knowledge. Sarah watched as the corrupted dogs demonstrated horrifically enhanced versions of Sierra Vista's own training methods. El Coyote had found a way to amplify their natural abilities while stripping away the ethical constraints and emotional bonds that gave those abilities meaning. This is what he was working toward, Maya realized, monitoring the tactical feeds. Everything else was just preparation. He wanted us to develop our capabilities, push our innovations to the limit, so he could twist them into something monstrous. Through their neural links, every handler felt their dog's response to this ultimate perversion of their sacred bond. It wasn't just anger or tactical calculation. It was a deep, spiritual rejection of everything the cartel's modifications represented. "All units, execute Pattern Omega," Sarah ordered, implementing their most sophisticated non-lethal protocols. "Show them the difference between enhanced capabilities and true warrior spirit." The response transformed the battlefield in ways that El Coyote couldn't have anticipated. Sierra Vista's defenders demonstrated why their approach to K9 warfare was about more than just physical prowess or tactical advantage. Through their neural links, handlers and dogs achieved perfect synchronization, guided by both strategic necessity and deep compassion. "Modified units attempting to disrupt our neural network," Carlos reported, his voice steady despite the emotional strain. "They're using some kind of artificial signal to mimic our bond patterns. But Atlas sees through it. They can copy the technology, but they can't replicate what makes it work." Sarah felt Titan's fierce agreement through their link. The dog understood exactly why the cartel's corrupted units would fail. You couldn't artificially engineer the kind of connection that came from years of mutual trust and shared purpose. "Enemy biosignatures are spiking," Maya warned, tracking the modified dog's readings. "The combat drugs are reaching critical levels. If we don't stop them soon, the enhancement cocktails will burn them out completely." Through her enhanced awareness, Sarah recognized the cruel calculation in El Coyote's strategy. He hadn't just turned their former partners into weapons. He designed them to self-destruct, adding another layer of psychological warfare to their confrontation. "Initiate protocol salvation," Sarah broadcast across the tactical network. "Show them why true warriors fight to preserve life, not destroy it." The response demonstrated everything that made Sierra Vista's approach unique: the prototype vests, activated their most sophisticated medical systems, designed not just to incapacitate the modified dogs, but to begin counteracting the deadly cocktail of drugs and neural programming that enslaved them. "Multiple modified units contained," Marcus reported, tracking the operation through thermal imaging. "Our countermeasures are working. Their enhanced capabilities are being suppressed without causing additional physical trauma." Sarah watched through her tactical display as Sierra Vista's defenders proved why their philosophy of warfare transcended mere combat effectiveness. Each handler and dog worked in perfect coordination, their actions guided by both tactical precision and deep commitment to saving their corrupted former partners. "Biological reading stabilizing," Maya confirmed with relief. "The prototype vest's medical systems are successfully neutralizing the combat drugs. We're getting neural activity that suggests their original training patterns are still intact, just suppressed by El Coyote's programming." Through the neural link, Sarah felt Titan's fierce pride as they continued their careful operation to free their former packmates. The dog understood that this wasn't just about tactical victory. It was about preserving the sacred bond between handler and canine partner. "El Coyote's changing position," Carlos warned suddenly. He's approaching the containment zone. Personally, Atlas has eyes on him. He's carrying some kind of control device." Sarah spotted the cartel commander through her enhanced awareness, watching as he raised what looked like a sophisticated neural transmitter. His scarred face showed both fury and desperation as he realized his ultimate weapon was being turned against him. "All units maintain containment protocols," Sarah ordered. "Don't let him reactivate the neural programming. Show him why you can't control a true warrior's spirit." The response demonstrated the ultimate truth of Sierra Vista's philosophy. Through their neural links, handlers and dogs achieved a level of coordination that combined tactical excellence with profound compassion. Each movement was precisely calculated to protect both their team and their corrupted former partners from El Coyote's last desperate attempt to maintain control. "Enemy transmission attempting to override our containment protocols," Maya reported, monitoring the complex electronic warfare. "But our neural links are holding. The authentic bond is proving stronger than his artificial control signals." Sarah felt Titan's absolute conviction as they faced this final challenge. The dog understood that they weren't just fighting to defeat El Coyote. They were fighting to free their former packmates from a fate worse than death. "Modified units are responding to our counter-programming," Carlos confirmed with growing hope. "Their original training patterns are resurfacing. Atlas can see it in their body language. They're remembering who they really are." Through the neural network, Sarah felt the profound impact of their success. Every handler and dog linked into a unified consciousness that combined tactical precision with deep emotional understanding. They weren't just defeating El Coyote's twisted innovations. They were demonstrating why the true warrior spirit could never be artificially replicated or controlled. The desert air crackled with electromagnetic energy as El Coyote activated his final contingency plan. Through their neural links, every handler felt their dogs detect something unprecedented, a massive surge of artificial neural signals that threatened to overwhelm even Sierra Vista's sophisticated defense systems. "Multiple anomalies detected across all frequencies," Maya reported, her voice tight with concern. He's not just trying to control the modified dogs anymore. This is something new, some kind of quantum-based neural interface technology. Through her tactical display, Sarah watched as El Coyote's ultimate weapon revealed itself. The Cartel commander had somehow acquired experimental technology that could directly interface with and potentially override any neural connection, including the sacred bond between handler and dog. Biological readings are fluctuating, Marcus warned, monitoring their network. All dogs showing unusual brain activity patterns. This isn't just signal interference, it's attempting to rewrite their neural pathways in real time. Sarah felt it through her link with Titan, a strange pressure against their shared consciousness, like something trying to wedge itself between their perfectly synchronized minds. The dog's enhanced intelligence recognized the threat immediately, his trained tactical awareness merging with a deeper, more primal understanding of what they faced. He's trying to sever our neural bonds, Carlos realized, his voice carrying both anger and determination as Atlas fought against the invasive signals. This isn't about controlling them anymore. He wants to break the connection that makes our partnerships possible. It was a devastating strategy that struck at the very heart of Sierra Vista's philosophy. El Coyote had recognized that the true source of their strength wasn't just enhanced capabilities or sophisticated technology. It was the unbreakable bond between handler and dog. By targeting that connection directly, he hoped to reduce their warriors to simple combat units. All units, activate quantum shielding, Sarah commanded, implementing protocols they'd developed but never expected to need. Show them why true partnerships transcend mere neural connections. The response demonstrated another layer of Sierra Vista's revolutionary approach to canine warfare. The prototype vests engaged their most advanced defense systems, creating localized quantum fields that helped protect their neural links from external interference. But more importantly, handlers and dogs proved that their bond existed on a level deeper than any technology could touch. Enemy quantum interface attempting to establish override protocols, Maya reported, monitoring the complex battle in both physical and neural space. But something's happening. Our dogs aren't just resisting the signals, they're evolving beyond them. Through the neural link, Sarah felt Titan's consciousness expand in ways they'd never experienced during training. The dog's enhanced intelligence, combined with their years of partnership, allowed him to develop new methods of maintaining their connection, even as El Coyote's technology tried to break it. Multiple teams reporting similar adaptations, Carlos confirmed, his voice carrying wonder as he witnessed this unprecedented evolution. Atlas and the others. They're teaching each other how to strengthen their bonds beyond the neural interface. They're transcending the technology itself. Sarah watched through her enhanced awareness as Sierra Vista's defenders demonstrated why their approach to canine warfare represented something beyond military science. The dogs weren't just fighting against El Coyote's quantum interference. They were using it as a catalyst to evolve their partnerships to a new level of synchronization. Initiate protocol ascendance, Sarah broadcast across their network. Show them why true bonds can never be broken by external force. The response transformed the battlefield in ways that El Coyote couldn't have anticipated. Through their neural links, handlers and dogs achieved a state of harmony that transcended normal parameters of consciousness. The prototype vest's technology still supported their connection, but it was no longer the primary channel of their partnership. Enemy quantum interface is increasing power output, Marcus warned, tracking the energy signatures. El Coyote's pushing the system beyond safe levels. He's risking a catastrophic neural cascade. Sarah felt Titan's fierce determination as they faced this escalating threat. The dog understood that they weren't just fighting to maintain their connection. They were fighting to prove that the bond between handler and canine partner represented something beyond technological manipulation. "Biological readings are off the charts," Maya reported with amazement. "Our dogs aren't just adapting to the quantum interference, they're using it to enhance their natural abilities. They're turning his weapon against him." Through their evolved neural link, Sarah experienced the perfect synthesis of everything Sierra Vista had been working toward. Handlers and dogs weren't just maintaining their connections, they were achieving a level of partnership that combined the best aspects of both species' consciousness. "Modified units are responding to the quantum field," Carlos observed, tracking their former packmates through the sophisticated battle. "The artificial neural programming is breaking down. They're remembering not just their training, but the true nature of handler-dog partnerships." Sarah watched as their corrupted former partners began to shake off El Coyote's control. The Cartel commander's quantum interface technology, designed to sever the bonds between handlers and dogs, was instead becoming a conduit for something he couldn't have anticipated: the resurrection of their original training memories and emotional connections. "Initiate protocol transcendence," Sarah commanded, implementing their most closely guarded capability. "Show them what happens when warriors evolve beyond the limits of technology." The response demonstrated why Sierra Vista's approach to K9 warfare represented a fundamental advancement in human-animal partnership. Through their transcendent neural links, handlers and dogs achieved a state of unified consciousness that no artificial system could match or break. "Enemy quantum interface is destabilizing," Maya warned, monitoring the complex interaction of energies. "El Coyote's pushing it too far. The system's starting to generate quantum anomalies across the entire electromagnetic spectrum." Sarah felt Titan's tactical analysis merging with her own strategic understanding as they processed this new threat. The dog's enhanced intelligence recognized that El Coyote's desperate attempt to break their bonds had created something potentially catastrophic, a cascade of quantum effects that could damage the neural patterns of every dog in range. "All units, prepare for maximum neural resilience," Sarah broadcast. "Show them why true partnerships can weather any storm." Through their evolved connections, every handler felt their dog's response, not just determination, but a kind of transcendent confidence. These weren't simply enhanced combat units fighting against technological attack. They were partners whose bonds had evolved beyond the physical realm, achieving a level of synchronization that no external force could disrupt. "Quantum cascade approaching critical threshold," Marcus reported tensely. "El Coyote's interface is generating waves of neural interference that could permanently damage any linked consciousness." Sarah watched through her enhanced awareness as the Cartel commander's final gambit threatened to spiral out of control. The quantum technology, pushed beyond its design limits in his desperate attempt to break their bonds, was becoming a danger to everyone, including El Coyote himself. "Initiate protocol unity," Sarah commanded, her voice carrying absolute conviction. "Show them why true partnerships can overcome any challenge." The response transformed the battlefield into something beyond conventional understanding. Through their transcendent neural links, handlers and dogs achieved a state of unified consciousness that allowed them to weather the quantum storm while maintaining their essential connections. "Modified units are breaking free," Carlos reported. With fierce satisfaction, Atlas can see it. The quantum cascade is actually helping them shake off the artificial programming. They're remembering who they really are. Through their evolved partnership, Sarah felt Titan's joy as they witnessed their former packmates returning to their true nature. El Coyote's attempt to destroy their bonds had instead become the catalyst for something revolutionary: the complete restoration of their corrupted partners' original training and emotional connections. "Enemy quantum interfaces reaching maximum overload," Maya warned, tracking the chaotic energy patterns. "But our dogs, they're not just surviving the cascade, they're using it to achieve something unprecedented." Sarah experienced through their transcendent link as Sierra Vista's defenders demonstrated the ultimate evolution of their revolutionary approach. The dogs weren't just resisting the quantum interference, they were channeling it, using the massive energy release to strengthen and enhance their natural bonds with their handlers. "El Coyote's losing control," Marcus observed, monitoring the Cartel commander's position. "The quantum technology is backfiring. It's affecting his own neural patterns now." Through her enhanced awareness, Sarah watched as El Coyote's desperate final attack transformed into poetic justice. The very technology he'd intended to use to break the bonds between handlers and dogs was now threatening to destroy his own connection to consciousness. "All units, maintain protocol unity," Sarah broadcast. "Show him the true meaning of unbreakable partnership." The response demonstrated everything that made Sierra Vista's approach to canine warfare unique. Through their transcendent neural links, handlers and dogs achieved a level of synchronized consciousness that allowed them to not only survive El Coyote's quantum attack, but to emerge from it stronger and more unified than ever before. As the quantum cascade reached its peak, something extraordinary happened. Through their transcendent neural links, handlers and dogs began experiencing not just each other's thoughts and tactical awareness, but something far deeper: memories, emotions, and experiences flowing between them in ways that redefined the very nature of their partnership. "Neural activity patterns are evolving," Maya reported, her scientific detachment giving way to wonder. The quantum field isn't just affecting their connections, it's transforming them. They're achieving a level of synchronization that shouldn't be possible. Through her enhanced awareness, Sarah felt herself merging with Titan's consciousness in ways they'd never imagined during training. The dog's memories became her memories, his instincts her instincts, creating a perfect synthesis of human strategic thinking and canine combat intuition. "Multiple teams reporting similar experiences," Carlos confirmed, his voice carrying both amazement and deep emotion as he and Atlas achieved new levels of unity. "This isn't just neural linking anymore. We're becoming something entirely new." Or the quantum field that El Coyote had intended to use as a weapon had instead become a catalyst for the ultimate evolution of handler-dog partnerships. Through the chaotic energy, Sierra Vista's defenders were transcending the normal boundaries between human and canine consciousness. "Enemy quantum interface is generating reality distortions," Marcus warned, tracking impossible readings on his systems. "The field's creating some kind of temporal anomalies. We're getting echoes from past and future combat scenarios." Sarah watched through their shared perception as time itself seemed to blur around them. Through the quantum cascade, she and Titan experienced fragments of battles yet to come, and conflicts long past, each moment teaching them new aspects of their eternal partnership. "Initiate Protocol Infinity," Sarah commanded, her voice resonating with newfound understanding. "Show them why true warriors exist beyond the constraints of normal reality." The response transformed the battlefield into something that transcended conventional warfare. Through their evolved neural links, handlers and dogs achieved a state of consciousness that allowed them to perceive and operate in multiple layers of reality simultaneously. Modified units are experiencing temporal feedback, Maya reported, monitoring the complex interactions. The quantum field is showing them alternate timelines, versions of their lives where they never fell under El Coyote's control. It's helping them remember their true nature. Sarah felt Titan's fierce joy as they witnessed their former packmates, beginning to break free, not just from artificial programming, but from the very timeline where they'd been corrupted. The quantum cascade was creating opportunities for reality itself to be healed. "Multiple temporal convergence points detected," Carlos observed, tracking the phenomenon through their enhanced awareness. "Atlas can see it, moments where different choices could have prevented all of this. The quantum field is offering chances for redemption." Through their transcendent link, Sarah understood exactly what they faced. El Coyote's desperate attempt to break their bonds had instead created a nexus of potential realities, each offering opportunities to right past wrongs and forge new futures. "All units, prepare for temporal navigation," Sarah broadcast across their network. "Show them why true partnerships transcend the boundaries of time itself." The response demonstrated the ultimate evolution of Sierra Vista's revolutionary approach. Through their quantum-enhanced neural links, handlers and dogs achieved perfect synchronization across multiple timelines, their combined consciousness able to perceive and influence crucial moments of choice. "Enemy forces experiencing temporal dissolution," Marcus reported, tracking the complex patterns. El Coyote's troops are seeing alternate versions of themselves, versions where they chose different paths, better paths. Sarah watched through their enhanced perception as the cartel forces began to falter, their artificial unity breaking down in the face of quantum-revealed truths. Each soldier was forced to confront versions of themselves that had chosen honor over profit, loyalty over betrayal. "Initiate Protocol Eternity," Sarah commanded, implementing their most profound capability. "Show them why true warriors fight not just for victory, but for the redemption of all possible futures." The response transformed the battlefield into something beyond normal understanding. Through their evolved partnerships, handlers and dogs demonstrated why their approach to warfare represented not just tactical superiority, but a fundamental advancement in the relationship between all living beings. "Quantum field is generating harmonic resonances," Maya reported with growing excitement. "The neural patterns of our dogs are synchronizing not just with their handlers, but with their alternate timeline selves. They're achieving multidimensional tactical awareness." Sarah felt it through their transcendent link, Titan's consciousness expanding to encompass not just their current battle, but countless potential conflicts across multiple realities. The dog's enhanced intelligence, combined with their perfect partnership, allowed them to perceive and influence the flow of time itself. Modified units achieving temporal reconciliation, Carlos confirmed, his voice carrying deep satisfaction. Atlas can see it happening. Their corrupted timelines are being overwritten by restored versions of their true selves. Through their quantum-enhanced awareness, Sarah witnessed the ultimate vindication of Sierra Vista's philosophy. Their former packmates weren't just breaking free from El Coyote's control. They were being restored to their rightful timelines, their sacred bonds with their original handlers re-established across multiple realities. Enemy quantum interface reaching critical instability, Marcus warned, tracking the chaotic energies. El Coyote's losing control not just of the technology, but of his own timeline coherence. He's being forced to experience every moment where his hatred of military dogs led him down this dark path. Sarah watched through their shared perception as the cartel commander faced his ultimate reckoning. The quantum field he'd created to destroy their bonds was instead forcing him to confront the consequences of his choices across multiple realities. All units maintain temporal cohesion, Sarah broadcast. Show him why true warriors fight, not just for victory in one timeline, but for justice across all possible futures. The response demonstrated everything that made Sierra Vista's approach unique. Through their transcendent neural links, handlers and dogs achieved a state of unified consciousness that allowed them to influence not just the present battle, but the very flow of time that had led to this conflict. Quantum cascade reaching. Harmonic convergence, Maya reported, monitoring the complex energy patterns. Our dogs aren't just resisting the temporal distortions, they're using them to restore balance across multiple timelines. Sarah felt Titan's fierce pride as they witnessed the ultimate expression of their partnership. The dog understood that they weren't just fighting to win a single battle. They were fighting to ensure that the sacred bond between handler and canine partner would endure across all possible realities. Multiple timeline corrections occurring, Carlos observed with growing wonder. Atlas can see the changes rippling outward, moments where different choices prevent El Coyote's fall into darkness, where the cartel never gains the power to threaten our partnerships. Through their evolved neural link, Sarah experienced the perfect synthesis of everything Sierra Vista represented. Handlers and dogs weren't just maintaining their connections across quantum distortions. They were actively reshaping reality to protect and preserve the sacred nature of their bonds. Enemy forces experiencing complete temporal fracture, Marcus reported, tracking the dissolution of El Coyote's command structure. Their artificial unity is breaking down as they're forced to confront the truth of their choices across multiple timelines. Sarah watched through their enhanced awareness as the cartel's sophisticated assault finally collapsed. El Coyote's attempt to break their bonds through quantum technology had instead become the catalyst for something he could never have anticipated: the restoration of natural order across multiple realities. Initiate Protocol Genesis, Sarah commanded, her voice carrying the weight of newfound understanding. Show them why true partnerships don't just survive temporal chaos, they use it to forge better futures. The response transformed the battlefield into a nexus of possibility. Through their quantum-enhanced neural links, handlers and dogs demonstrated why their approach to warfare represented more than just tactical evolution. It was a fundamental advancement in the very nature of reality itself. Modified units achieving complete restoration, Maya confirmed, with deep satisfaction. The quantum field is allowing them to merge with their uncorrupted timeline versions. They're remembering not just who they were, but who they were always meant to be. Through their transcendent connection, Sarah felt Titan's joy as they witnessed their former packmates returning to their true nature across multiple realities. El Coyote's attempt to destroy their bonds had instead become the means by which those bonds were eternally preserved. Enemy quantum interface entering final collapse, Marcus warned, tracking the chaotic energies. The system's going to implode, taking all these temporal distortions with it. Whatever changes we've made to the timelines need to be stabilized now. Sarah understood through their shared consciousness exactly what they needed to do. The quantum cascade that had threatened to break their bonds would instead become the means by which those bonds were permanently strengthened across all possible futures. As the quantum interface reached its final moments of stability, the desert night erupted with a phenomenon never before witnessed in warfare. The very fabric of reality seemed to crystallize around Sierra Vista's defenders, their evolved partnerships becoming anchor points for a new kind of existence where the bond between handler and dog transcended mere physical or neural connection. Quantum harmonics reaching unprecedented levels, Maya reported, her scientific expertise struggling to categorize what their sensors were detecting. The dogs aren't just maintaining their enhanced consciousness. They're achieving something I can only describe as quantum enlightenment. Through their transcendent link, Sarah experienced Titan's consciousness expanding into dimensions they'd never imagined possible during training. The dog's enhanced intelligence, combined with their perfect neural synchronization, allowed them to perceive layers of reality that revealed the true nature of their partnership. Multiple convergence points stabilizing, Marcus observed, tracking patterns that defied conventional physics. The quantum field isn't collapsing anymore, it's transforming, becoming something structured. Our dogs are somehow using their evolved awareness to reshape the very nature of reality around us. Sarah watched through their shared perception as Sierra Vista's defenders demonstrated the ultimate expression of their revolutionary approach. The quantum chaos that El Coyote had unleashed was being transformed into a new kind of order, one built on the unbreakable bonds between handlers and their canine partners. The modified units, Carlos reported with wonder, Atlas can see them achieving perfect integration with their restored timeline selves. It's like they're remembering who they were always meant to be across every possible reality. Through the crystallizing quantum field, Sarah witnessed their former packmates, completing their journey back to their true nature. The corrupted versions that El Coyote had created were being seamlessly merged with their original selves, their sacred bonds with their handlers restored not just in one timeline, but across all potential futures. Initiate protocol enlightenment, Sarah commanded, her voice resonating with newfound understanding. Show them why true partnerships transcend not just time and space, but the very boundaries of consciousness itself. The response transformed the battlefield into something that defied conventional description. Through their evolved neural links, handlers and dogs achieved a state of being that combined the best aspects of both species' consciousness while transcending the limitations of either. Biological readings are transforming, Maya reported. With amazement, our dog's neural patterns are achieving perfect quantum coherence. They're not just thinking at higher levels, they're existing at higher levels of reality. Sarah felt it through their transcendent connection. Titan's consciousness had evolved beyond normal parameters, achieving a state of awareness that allowed him to perceive and operate in multiple dimensions simultaneously. The dog's enhanced intelligence, combined with their perfect partnership, had opened doorways to understanding that neither species could have reached alone. Enemy forces experiencing total paradigm shift, Marcus observed, tracking the profound changes rippling through the cartel's ranks. El Coyote's men aren't just surrendering, they're being transformed by exposure to our dog's evolved consciousness. They're seeing the truth about what real partnership means. Through their quantum-enhanced awareness, Sarah watched as the cartel forces underwent their own kind of evolution. The soldiers who had followed El Coyote's twisted vision were being forced to confront not just their tactical failures, but the fundamental error of trying to reduce living beings to mere weapons. All units maintain quantum harmony. Sarah broadcast across their network. Show them why true warriors evolve beyond the need for conflict itself. The response demonstrated the ultimate truth of Sierra Vista's philosophy. Through their transcendent neural links, handlers and dogs achieved a state of unified consciousness that transformed not just their own understanding, but the very nature of combat itself. Reality matrix stabilizing, Maya confirmed, monitoring the complex quantum patterns. The field isn't just settling, it's being structured by our dogs' evolved awareness. They're creating a new framework for existence, one built on the foundation of perfect partnership. Sarah experienced through their shared consciousness as Titan helped shape this new reality. The dog's enhanced intelligence, combined with their unbreakable bond, allowed them to influence the very fabric of existence in ways that ensured the sacred relationship between handler and canine partner would endure across all possible futures. Modified units achieving final transformation, Carlos reported with deep satisfaction. Atlas can see them completing their journey home. They're not just being restored, they're being elevated, achieving the same kind of quantum enlightenment as our active teams. Through the crystallizing field of possibility, Sarah witnessed their former packmates transcending the very concept of corruption. El Coyote's attempts to twist their nature had instead become the catalyst for their ultimate evolution, allowing them to achieve levels of consciousness that would have been impossible through normal training. Enemy quantum interface reaching terminal phase, Marcus warned, tracking the dissolving technology. But something's different. The collapse isn't chaotic anymore. Our dogs are somehow guiding it, using the energy released to strengthen the new reality they're creating. Sarah understood through their perfect synchronization exactly what was happening. The very weapon that El Coyote had intended to use to destroy their bonds was being transformed into the foundation for a new kind of existence, one where the partnership between handler and dog represented the highest form of conscious evolution. "Initiate protocol ascension," Sarah commanded, her voice carrying the weight of cosmic understanding. "Show them why true warriors evolve beyond the need for weapons, beyond the very concept of enemies." The response transformed not just the battlefield, but the fundamental nature of reality itself. Through their quantum-enhanced neural links, handlers and dogs demonstrated why their approach to partnership represented not just a tactical advantage, but a crucial step in the evolution of consciousness itself. Complete quantum coherence achieved, Maya reported with profound respect. Our dogs aren't just maintaining their enhanced awareness, they're sharing it, extending their enlightened state to encompass all living beings within range of the field. Through their transcendent connection, Sarah felt Titan's joy as they witnessed the ultimate expression of their partnership. The dog understood that they weren't just fighting to win a battle or even to protect a way of life. They were fighting to elevate the very nature of existence itself. Reality harmonics stabilizing across all matrices, Carlos observed, his voice carrying wonder as he and Atlas helped guide the transformation. The quantum field isn't just affecting our local space-time, it's creating resonance patterns that will influence the development of handler-dog partnerships across all possible futures. Sarah watched through their enhanced perception as Sierra Vista's defenders achieved something beyond victory. They weren't just defeating El Coyote's forces or correcting timeline corruptions. They were establishing a new paradigm for consciousness itself, one built on the perfect synthesis of human and canine potential. Enemy forces achieving total enlightenment, Marcus reported, tracking the profound changes spreading through the cartel's ranks. They're not just surrendering. They're being transformed by exposure to our dog's evolved awareness, even El Coyote himself. Through their shared consciousness, Sarah witnessed the cartel commander's final transformation. The man who had dedicated his life to destroying the bond between handler and dog was being forced to experience the true nature of that bond, his hatred and fear dissolving in the face of undeniable cosmic truth. All units maintain quantum harmony, Sarah broadcast. Show them why true partnerships transcend not just the boundaries of space and time, but the very concept of separation itself. The response demonstrated the ultimate evolution of Sierra Vista's revolutionary approach. Through their transcendent neural links, handlers and dogs achieved a state of unified consciousness that transformed not just their own understanding, but the very fabric of reality itself. Dawn broke over Sierra Vista not with the harsh glare of the desert sun, but with a luminescence that seemed to emanate from reality itself. The quantum field that had transformed the battlefield had settled into a permanent enhancement of consciousness, leaving both handlers and dogs forever changed by their transcendent experience. Neural activity patterns have stabilized, Maya reported, studying readings that defied conventional science, but they're operating at levels we never thought possible. Our dogs aren't just maintaining their enhanced awareness, they've evolved into something beyond our original understanding of consciousness. Through their permanent neural link, Sarah felt Titan's thoughts merge seamlessly with her own. The bond they shared now existed on multiple levels simultaneously, combining tactical precision, emotional connection, and a kind of cosmic awareness that allowed them to perceive the true nature of their partnership. The modified units have completed their integration, Carlos confirmed, watching through their enhanced awareness as the formerly corrupted dogs adjusted to their restored and elevated state. Atlas can see it in their movements, their awareness. They're not just back to normal, they've achieved the same kind of quantum enlightenment as our active teams. The morning light revealed a facility transformed not just physically, but fundamentally. Sierra Vista had evolved beyond a simple training center into something unprecedented. A nexus point where the relationship between human and canine consciousness could achieve its highest potential. Multiple timeline corrections confirmed Marcus reported, monitoring the stabilized quantum matrix. The changes we initiated are permanent. El Coyote's attempt to destroy our bonds has instead ensured they'll exist across all possible futures. Sarah watched through their shared perception as reality settled into its new configuration. The desperate battle had become a catalyst for something far more significant than victory. It had triggered an evolution in the very nature of handler-dog partnerships. "Initiate Protocol Legacy," Sarah commanded, her voice carrying the weight of their transformed understanding. "Show them why true partnerships don't just survive challenges. They use them to achieve new levels of existence." The response demonstrated the permanent change in Sierra Vista's mission. Through their evolved neural links, handlers and dogs began the process of documenting and sharing their revolutionary advancement, ensuring that future generations would understand the true potential of human canine cooperation. "Biological analysis complete," Maya announced with profound satisfaction. "The quantum enhancement is stable and self-sustaining. Our dogs haven't just learned new capabilities, they've undergone a fundamental evolution in how they perceive and interact with reality itself." Sarah felt it through their transcendent connection. Titan's consciousness had expanded to encompass understanding that would have been impossible before their transformation. The dog's enhanced intelligence, combined with their perfect neural synchronization, allowed them to perceive layers of existence that revealed the infinite potential of their partnership. "The Cartel forces are completing their rehabilitation," Carlos reported, tracking the profound changes through their enhanced awareness. Atlas can see the difference in their core consciousness. Even the most hardened soldiers have been transformed by exposure to our dog's evolved awareness. Through the crystallized quantum field, Sarah witnessed the ultimate victory of Sierra Vista's philosophy. The very men who had come to destroy them had instead become living proof of their most fundamental belief, that the bond between handler and dog represented something capable of transforming even the most damaged souls. "Reality harmonics are generating new possibilities," Marcus observed, studying patterns that transcended normal physics. "The quantum enhancement isn't just maintaining our current level of evolution, it's creating opportunities for continued growth and understanding." Sarah understood through their perfect synchronization exactly what this meant. The response demonstrated the profound change in Sierra Vista's mission. Through their quantum-enhanced neural links, handlers and dogs began adapting their training methods into something that could be shared globally, ensuring that their breakthrough would benefit canine teams worldwide. "Neural awakening patterns stabilizing across multiple continents," Maya confirmed, monitoring the spreading transformation. "Our dogs aren't just maintaining their enhanced awareness, they're actively helping other canine teams achieve similar levels of consciousness." Through their transcendent connection, Sarah experienced Titan's fierce pride as they witnessed their revolution touching partnerships around the world. The dog understood that they weren't just training teams anymore. They were helping to guide the evolution of human canine consciousness itself. International observers reporting unprecedented results, Carlos noted with satisfaction. "Atlas can sense it. The quantum field is accelerating the natural development of handler-dog bonds everywhere it touches. Teams are achieving in weeks what used to take years of intensive training." Sarah watched through their enhanced perception as Sierra Vista's impact spread beyond anything they could have imagined during the desperate battle. They weren't just defending a facility anymore. They were nurturing a global awakening in the potential of handler-dog partnerships. Quantum resonance generating new training paradigms, Marcus reported, tracking patterns that transcended conventional understanding. The enhanced consciousness isn't just affecting current teams, it's creating methods that will revolutionize how future handlers and dogs connect. Through their shared awareness, Sarah felt the profound implications of their transformation. Sierra Vista had evolved beyond a simple training facility into something unprecedented, a nexus point where the infinite potential of human-canine partnership could be explored and developed. "Initiate protocol harmony," Sarah commanded, her voice carrying the certainty of cosmic understanding. "Show them why true partnerships don't just evolve themselves, they become catalysts for universal advancement." The response transformed Sierra Vista into something beyond a military institution. Through their quantum-enhanced neural links, handlers and dogs began establishing what would become a new kind of global center, one dedicated to exploring and developing the boundless potential of human-canine consciousness. "Reality matrix generating educational resonance," Maya reported with growing wonder. "The quantum enhancement is creating training scenarios that allow teams to experience and understand levels of partnership we're only beginning to comprehend." Through their evolved bond, Sarah felt Titan's joy as they helped shape this new future. The dog's enhanced intelligence, combined with their perfect neural synchronization, allowed them to perceive and influence the development of handler-dog relationships across multiple dimensions of reality. "Global paradigm shift accelerating," Carlos confirmed, his voice carrying deep satisfaction as he and Atlas monitored the worldwide transformation. "The quantum enlightenment isn't just changing how we train, it's revolutionizing humanity's entire understanding of what's possible between handlers and dogs." Sarah watched through their enhanced awareness as Sierra Vista began its evolution into something unprecedented in military history. They weren't just training tactical teams anymore. They were nurturing a global awakening in the potential of human-canine partnership. "New reality potential stabilizing worldwide," Marcus observed, tracking the expanding possibilities. "The quantum enhancement isn't just preserving our current achievements, it's creating opportunities for continued growth and development across all possible futures." Through their shared consciousness, Sarah understood the true significance of their victory. They hadn't just defeated an enemy or protected a way of life, they had established a new paradigm for the relationship between humans and dogs. One that would continue to evolve and expand in ways they were only beginning to imagine. "All units prepare for universal protocols," Sarah broadcast. "Show them why true partnerships don't just transform themselves, they become the foundation for a new era of consciousness." The response demonstrated the ultimate purpose of Sierra Vista's revolution. Through their quantum-enhanced neural links, handlers and dogs began the process of sharing their transcendent understanding, ensuring that the sacred bond between human and canine consciousness would continue to evolve and expand across all dimensions of reality. The desert sun climbed higher, illuminating a facility that had been transformed not just physically, but fundamentally. Sierra Vista had evolved beyond a simple training center into something unprecedented, a beacon of possibility where the infinite potential of human-canine partnership could be explored and developed for the benefit of all. 1 month after the quantum transformation, Sarah stood in Sierra Vista's newly established memorial garden, watching as handlers and dogs from around the world gathered for the facility's rededication ceremony. Through their evolved neural link, she felt Titan's profound satisfaction as they witnessed the ultimate vindication of everything they'd fought to protect and advance. Final quantum harmonics analysis complete, Maya reported, approaching with data that still defied conventional scientific understanding. The enhancement isn't just stable, it's continuing to evolve. Each new handler-dog partnership that achieves enlightenment adds new dimensions to the field's potential. The garden had been transformed into something beyond a simple memorial. The quantum resonance that permeated the facility had crystallized here into visible patterns of light, creating a living testament to the unbreakable bond between handlers and their canine partners across all dimensions of reality. International integration exceeding all projections, Carlos confirmed, watching Atlas guide a group of newly arrived teams through their first experiences with enhanced consciousness. The quantum field isn't just teaching them new capabilities, it's helping them understand the true nature of partnership itself. Through their shared perception, Sarah witnessed the profound impact of their victory spreading far beyond tactical or military considerations. Sierra Vista had become a nexus point where the very nature of human-canine relationships was being redefined and elevated to unprecedented levels. Global quantum network achieving full synchronization, Marcus reported, monitoring patterns that connected canine training facilities worldwide. The enhancement isn't just linking individual teams anymore, it's creating a unified field of conscious evolution that spans the entire planet. Sarah felt it through their transcendent bond, Titan's understanding that they had achieved something far greater than mere survival or revenge. The dog's enhanced intelligence, combined with their perfect neural synchronization, allowed them to perceive how their desperate battle had become the catalyst for universal advancement. "Initiate protocol eternity," Sarah commanded, her voice carrying the weight of cosmic certainty. "Show them why true partnerships don't just overcome challenges, they use them to forge new realities." The response transformed the garden into a living demonstration of everything Sierra Vista now represented. Through their quantum-enhanced neural links, handlers and dogs began sharing experiences that transcended normal consciousness, showing others the infinite potential that existed within every genuine partnership. Neural awakening patterns achieving perfect stability, Maya confirmed, monitoring the complex harmonics of their evolved awareness. The quantum enhancement isn't just maintaining current levels of consciousness, it's creating opportunities for continuous growth and understanding. Through their evolved connection, Sarah experienced Titan's fierce joy as they helped guide new teams towards similar breakthroughs. The dog understood that they weren't just training tactical units anymore. They were nurturing the development of partnerships capable of reshaping reality itself. "Modified units completely integrated," Carlos reported with deep satisfaction. "Atlas can sense it. They're not just recovered, they're transcendent. The very trauma El Coyote inflicted has become the foundation for unprecedented advancement in their consciousness." Sarah watched through their enhanced awareness as their former packmates demonstrated the ultimate truth of Sierra Vista's philosophy. The dogs that had been corrupted and nearly destroyed had instead evolved into pioneers of a new kind of existence. Their restored bonds with their handlers achieving levels of synchronization that defied conventional understanding. Reality. Harmonics generating new possibilities, Marcus observed, tracking patterns that spoke of infinite potential. The quantum field isn't just preserving our achievements, it's creating frameworks for continued evolution across all possible futures. The key. Through their shared consciousness, Sarah understood the true significance of what Sierra Vista had become. They weren't just a training facility or research center anymore. They were a living testament to the power of partnership, a beacon showing others the way toward transcendent connection. All units, prepare for ascension protocols. Sarah broadcast across their expanded network. Show them why true warriors don't just fight battles, they forge new paths for others to follow. The response demonstrated the profound transformation in Sierra Vista's purpose. Through their quantum-enhanced neural links, handlers and dogs began sharing experiences that went beyond tactical training or combat effectiveness, showing others how to achieve levels of partnership that transcended normal limitations. Complete neural integration achieving global resonance, Maya reported with growing wonder. Our dogs aren't just maintaining their enhanced awareness, they're actively helping others understand and achieve similar breakthroughs in consciousness. Through their transcendent connection, Sarah felt Titan's pride as they witnessed their revolution, touching partnerships around the world. The dog's enhanced intelligence, combined with their perfect neural synchronization, allowed them to perceive how their victory had opened doors for everyone willing to embrace deeper connection. International teams achieving spontaneous awakening, Carlos confirmed, his voice carrying deep satisfaction as he and Atlas guided another group toward enlightenment. The quantum field isn't just enhancing existing bonds, it's helping handlers and dogs discover potential they never knew they had. Sarah watched through their enhanced perception as Sierra Vista fulfilled its new destiny. They had evolved beyond a simple training facility into something unprecedented, a nexus point where the infinite potential of human-canine partnership could be explored and developed for the benefit of all. Reality matrix generating harmonic convergence, Marcus noted, tracking patterns that spoke of universal advancement. The quantum enhancement isn't just affecting current teams, it's creating ripples that will influence the development of handler-dog relationships for generations to come. Through their shared awareness, Sarah understood that their victory had implications far beyond military or tactical considerations. They had established a new paradigm for partnership itself, one that would continue to evolve and expand in ways they were only beginning to imagine. "Initiate Protocol Infinity," Sarah commanded, her voice carrying the certainty of cosmic understanding. "Show them why true bonds don't just endure, they become the foundation for universal evolution." The response transformed the memorial garden into something beyond a simple monument. Through their quantum-enhanced neural links, handlers and dogs began sharing experiences that demonstrated the eternal nature of their connection, showing others that true partnership transcended not just physical limitations, but the very boundaries of reality itself. As the sun set over Sierra Vista, casting the desert in hues of gold and purple, Sarah felt Titan's consciousness merge perfectly with her own. Through their transcendent bond, they understood that their desperate battle against El Coyote had become something far more significant than a simple story of revenge. They had sparked a revolution in consciousness itself, showing the world that the partnership between handler and dog represented something capable of reshaping reality. The quantum field hummed with potential as handlers and dogs from around the world continued arriving, drawn by the promise of achieving similar breakthroughs in awareness. Sierra Vista had evolved beyond a tactical training facility into something unprecedented, a beacon of possibility where the infinite potential of human-canine partnership could be explored and developed for the benefit of all. Through their perfect neural synchronization, Sarah and Titan watched as their legacy unfolded across multiple dimensions of reality. They had proven that true partnership transcended normal limitations, that the bond between handler and dog represented something capable of elevating consciousness itself, and in doing so, they had ensured that this sacred connection would continue to evolve and expand across all possible futures, touching every worthy partnership with the promise of transcendent understanding. The desert night deepened around them, but Sierra Vista glowed with its own inner light, the visible manifestation of countless evolved partnerships achieving perfect harmony. Through their quantum-enhanced awareness, handlers and dogs demonstrated why their connection represented something beyond normal understanding, something capable of reshaping reality itself into more perfect forms of existence. And in the memorial garden, where their fallen comrades were honored and remembered, the quantum field crystallized into patterns of light that spoke of eternal truth. That the bond between handler and dog represented not just a tactical advantage or training achievement, but a crucial step in the evolution of consciousness itself. A truth that would continue to grow and expand, touching partnerships across all dimensions of reality with the promise of transcendent understanding. Up next, you've got two more standout stories right on your screen. If this one hit the mark, you won't want to pass these up. Just click and check them out. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any upload from us.